How you doing, guys? This is my instructional video on tanning up deer hides or fallow hides, which I have. This is just going to be start to finish on the pickling, the tanning, and the pinning out, and then the end result and how to break them in and clean them up with a knife and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, hope you enjoy. And yeah, put a lot of effort into this video, so hopefully it comes up all right. So we're going to be putting our skin, it's just been fleshed, into our pickle. So we're going to start making the actual pickle mixture. With this kit, it is a Horns tanning kit. I've tried a couple different kits online and stuff like that. I reckon the Horns kit is by far the best. They're a South Australian based company, so super easy to get contact with. Always when I call them, they're so quick, they don't muck around. Just one of the best companies to use. Because I do so many, the kit comes with aluminium sulfate. I just buy it in bulk, but with the kit it has everything you need. So it has the aluminium sulfate, the copper sulfate as well. And so for today we're going to be doing the pickle. So the pickle mixture is really simple. It's just aluminium sulfate with salt mixed together, and then you dunk your skin in. So the Horns kit itself will come with all the instructions you need, mixtures, everything like that. So what I usually do with the aluminium is 1 part aluminium to 2 parts salt, and that's the ratio I run, because sometimes I want to get more than just one skin out of this pickle. I'll try and put 2 or 3, and then I can just add a little bit of salt, add a little bit more chrome if I need to. Yeah, sulfate. So yeah, this is by far worth the investment in this kit. It's a very good kit. I will put in to this water. I've just got like a 100-litre tub, and I've filled it up pretty much with about 45 litres. It's about halfway. I wouldn't put any more than 2 skins in this at once. Don't overcrowd your skins. That is a huge thing. If you can just put 1 in there, that's perfect. But 2 you can get away with. You just got to make sure you keep on top of it and mix them up. This is just salt you can buy from any pool store or anything like that. It's so much cheaper buying it than that. I think that's like $8 or maybe $9 from Bunnings. So definitely worth just getting plain pool salt. It's no good for salting your hides, because obviously it's rock, but dissolving into this, it's quite easy. So yeah. One, 2, 3. Another thing that's worth the investment, just a tile mixer. So tile glue mixer from any hardware store into a drill, speeds up your mix time. Very handy little tool to use to mix up this kind of stuff. Just feel on the bottom, make sure all the salt's mixed in. A little bit more. Yeah, got my hide ready to go, nice and clean. So yeah, just want to fully submerge that hide in there, especially for the first 24 hours. Make sure you mix it around. If you can, maybe like twice or so in the first 24 hours. That's a crucial part. And if you're unsure and you don't think your pickle's actually strong enough, the key is the pH level. So you make sure you keep your pH level below 2. So between 0 and 2, that's your pH level. Then that way you know your pickle's strong enough and you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, this is ready to sit in here for 7 days minimum. Maybe for a cow hide, maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, minimum 7 days. It can run over that 7 days, that's fine. And the beauty of this product is there will be no neutralizing of the skin once it's pulled out of the pickle. It's the great system with the Horns. I'm not paid by them or anything endorsed by them in any way, shape or form. I just think it's the best product and it's the best one I've used so far. So it's tanning day, so we've got our skin. It's been in there for 7 days. We want to add the tanning solution to this system. In your Horns kit that you get the chromium sulfate. So the chromium sulfate gets added straight to this. Stir it around and then we put it back in. So pull this out, I'll add the chromium sulfate. And yeah. So I just add enough sulfate to it that it turns it into a nice dark green colour. Once you've added it, if you come back in a couple of days and it's starting to lighten off the actual colour in the actual solution, you can just add a little bit more. You don't have to be as heavy on this as you do with, say, your pickling and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll throw this in, mix her up, and I'll give you guys like a show on what it looks like and what you're looking for. That's probably too much, but I've got more anyway. Yeah, take that water to a nice dark, super dark green. And then once mixed up, you don't have, it mixes in really easy, so hide, go straight back in. And she's ready to roll. This will get left in here for 7 days at a minimum, and then we'll be pulling it back out, ready to be stretched out on a board for drying out and to finish off the final process. How you going, guys? This are the 2 hides that I've got in here. They've been in here for 8 days. They'll be ready to be pulled out, cleaned out, and ready to be stretched out. You want to be looking for, to know that it's ready to be pulled out, super consistent blue colour the whole way through the actual hide. And if you want to just be doubly cautious, if you pull the hair back, you'll see the blues come all the way through the actual hide and on the inside of that hairline and all that stuff. That'll be nice and blue in there. So if that's blue through there, that means it's penetrated and that's ready to go. So I've let these just drip dry. Just trying to get as much just out of the excess water off these before I lay them down onto my plywood. So that's the idea of just draping them over there and just rinsing them off. So let them get to a point where they're not dripping wet, and then we'll start laying them out. So this is one method to use, is just laying it out on plywood like this. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and I'll put in nails. What you want to do is you just want to start from one point, stretch out from one point to the other point, pull it out, and then just keep stretching out. The more even you make it, the better, because end result is how you stretch it out is how it's going to look, and that's how it'll stay too. So if you stretch it out uneven, it'll stay uneven. And especially if you've got dots and lines down the actual hides, it'll make it crooked. So yeah, that's what you're kind of going for. You want a nice symmetrical, try and keep it as even. I might put some more in here to pull this out more, but yeah, that's the crucials. So you just run around. I just use long nails like that. And the other tip too is try and get plywood that's pretty thick, at least say like 10mm ply or something like that. So that way your nails are going into it properly and holding it. So yeah, here we go. This is my frame that I've built. It's like 1.5 wide by about 2 meters. and I've just screwed a whole heap of roofing screws around it to tie the actual twine onto it. So I've cut the holes all the way around the hide, laid it down, and then I'm going to chuck my 5mm cord, no sorry, it's 3mm cord around it. So, and then I'll lace it up and I'll tie it off. I used thinner stuff before. I reckon the thicker stuff's easy to use, provided you made the holes big enough to feed it through. So yeah. I'll do sections at a time, so I don't get too carried away and just like stretch out certain areas. So just like do a few meters of cord, pull this area out, pull that area out. If you try and do the whole thing, I think it makes it harder. So I'll just go ahead and keep doing section by section, pulling it out, evening it out over the frame itself. So as you can see, I'm at the halfway point. Kind of just started over different areas, and then I'll jump over to this side and I'll start pulling it that way. So yeah, more work involved, but when you do the finish of the actual hide, it has a much better result doing it this way, and it will speed up your drying time tenfold. Yeah, that's all strung up. So now I'm going to add the horns. Fat liqueur. So yeah, this horns product is the best product. So you want to add this as soon as the skin is stopped drip drying. So essentially you want it still wet as shit. So, and absolutely hose this stuff on, and then I'll just go in and mix this over my hand. Just want to try and get it into all those corners. I already did this to the hide on the actual plywood already, so but it's just the same thing. Run over the whole thing, just absolutely drench it on. And I'll just let that set for a bit, and then I'll put it, stand it up in the morning. Just let it sit there for tonight. This is a hide that I've pulled out just off the plywood. It's been strung out. I've just started to actually trim it up and just neaten up and soften some of those edges. So just want to go through like cleaning up hides and all that kind of stuff. You see where all the nail holes are still there and everything. And yeah, so this one, obviously it's not broken in, so I'm just gonna go through how to do that with the tanning solutions and the fat liqueur that the horns have. This is how soft it still comes out, even though it's fully dried, hasn't been broken in. It's like if you didn't care and you weren't that fussy, yeah, you could probably use it as a rug, but at the end of the day, these edges will flip up if you don't soften it. So that's the key to breaking in hides and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll go through today just breaking this in. It's quite simple, quite easy. It's just a little bit of elbow grease, and that's what it comes up when we'll finish it all, and I'll go through everything. To kind of rake in and break in a hide, that kind of thing, just kind of pretty simple steps you can use. I use the end of an antler because it just has that nice, it's still got like a nice hard but smooth surface to rub on, and you can work over a hide in that sense of just essentially you just and then the other one too is you can just use like the end of your table as well. So grab it either end, up on that end as well. And
like to use like the point of the table itself. And that works pretty well. So it's just rubbing it down, using the corner, dragging it up and down. It's just a matter of taking your time and working it over. I'm just scrunching some of it. Look, it does risk wrecking hair when you do it this way, but it's just a very quick way of getting a large area just a little bit softer, so then you can start dragging it over the edges and stuff like that. So I've got this one pretty softened now, so I've just broken that one in. When I'm talking about trimming them up, it depends what you want to do. You can leave the skin like it is, exactly how it comes off the actual board itself. You just want like pulled out edges like this, and it's all jagged. If you want that kind of authentic, maybe, you know, rough look, you don't care. But if you want more of a, you know, conventional looking rug that you would buy from a store, you can smooth the edges off. You could go to the extent of evening up how wide it is on each side. So if it was a little bit unbalanced, so this one's nice and balanced, so that's pretty good. And then say where the head area is, I'm kind of not really happy with the actual head itself, because see how that's a bit unbalanced. So I want to try and just trim this up in more of a normal symmetrical sense. So that's if you want to trim them up, you don't have to. It's just whatever you like personally. So yeah, I've kind of got this one now to the stage where I'm still got to smooth it off with the sandpaper and stuff, but this is where I wanted to show you kind of what I was cutting like. So this edge here is all been done, so it's all nice and smooth, and cutting it does trim off a lot of the burrs and like any skin that's like a little bit like raised, and obviously the holes that nails put through, all that kind of stuff. So that's another good reason to actually cut it, and you can clean it up. So yeah, so I just want to bring this a little bit more symmetrical to what it is now, which I don't like how long it is too. Like, it looks a little bit odd. So whenever you're cutting, you always cut from the back and try not to penetrate through. Make sure you get a razor sharp Stanley knife, and once you kind of get a roll with it, so if you cut from the back, it doesn't cut the actual hair itself, and it leaves it like a nice edge like that where the actual hair comes past. So you want to try and cut it, but don't try and penetrate too hard behind the actual hide, like through the actual hide, sorry. And then that way you get a nice finished look like that. So yeah, I've just grabbed the chopping board out to put underneath it, because then you don't cut into your nice dining table. And once you kind of get a roll, you just pull it out with your finger like that and just kind of cut it like that. I was going to say this, I think I still need to take a fair bit off it, unfortunately. So see how I've come across there. I'm going to try and tune across all that. It's all what you want, like what you like. So you don't have to do any of this shit. But if you want to, you can do it. It's fine. The main one, I think, is the more balanced it looks, the better. So the good consistent white on both sides is kind of what I like. The longer the tail really adds to it. Just getting a nice edge on the arse ends is kind of pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this one at the moment. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to flip her over, I'm going to sand it and get like more of a suede look on the back, and that'll clean up where I've broken it in that'll clean up all this garbage. It's all the burry kind of crap, and then any dirt that may have been transferred onto it, just in the process of it all. So yeah. So there you go, there's that's just sanded off. Just gives it like a real suede kind of look. That's what you want. Don't have to sand it. At the end of the day, it's just going to be on the floor and you're not going to see it. So, but it's a nice hide. Someone to enjoy. So yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe, and in the comments below any questions and I'll try and answer them. Cheers. Thanks guys, have a great day.